This man has 2 bullets in his face and he's being interrogated by the police. He's literally telling them, I have 2 bullets in my face. And they wouldn't listen to him. Instead, they still continue to treat him like a suspect. And they grilled him. And the whole thing is online if you want to look at this. This is mind-blowing. Oh my God. So I'll take it back to 2006 in December. And this is in Phoenix in Arizona in America. And this here to my top right hand corner who's being interrogated is Ryan Weller. And basically what happened is he was in an argument with one of his old roommates. He lived in an apartment with himself, obviously Ryan Weller, his girlfriend Heather, and his roommate Richie. And some sort of dispute happened with the roommate Richie, and he was pissed off. So he went and got his dad, unbeknownst to Ryan and his girlfriend, Heather. Richie went off and got his dad. And they came to the house and they actually attacked Ryan and his girlfriend. They shot Ryan in the face twice. Obviously, Ryan dropped to the ground. They assumed he was dead. And then they went and killed Heather. So she was, killed instantly. And then they left, assuming that Ryan and Heather are dead. But Ryan wasn't. He survived. So anyway, the police got to the house, and when they seen Ryan, he was sitting up on the chair, talking to himself, in a daze, confused, didn't know what was going on, mumbling words, and they obviously checked the rest of the house, and they seen Heather that she was dead. So, as they would, the police treated him like a suspect, like a killer. So they put him in handcuffs, and he's obviously talking gibberish, he's not really making too much sense, and then they're like, okay, well, look, I don't know what's going on with him. He's probably, high on drugs. But they could visibly see he was injured. As you can see here behind me, he had injuries. And it doesn't matter what you rock up to as a policeman. You have to treat the person with respect and dignity. Even though you might assume that they've done something, you have to bring them to the emergency centre so they can get treated. And then you can grill them. Then you can interrogate them. Then you can prosecute them. But they didn't do this. They left Ryan in the back of a cop car for 4 hours. And then after that, they brought him into an interrogation room by this cop here, who thought he was amazing with his interrogation skills, and starts grilling him. Like, wait to see this online if you want to check this out. Like, it's mad. He's asking them mad questions like, you killed Heather and you done this. And he is mumbling on like a zombie. He's like, He starts saying stuff like, me and Heather are meant to go for dinner. Like, and then the interrogator's like, what do you mean you and Heather are meant to go for dinner? She's dead. You killed her. And he's like, what? And the interrogator's like, why? Start making sense. Stop acting stupid. Tell me what happened. And he's like, and he starts doing a mad erratic stuff. Like, Ryan starts like sitting up on the seat weird, putting his head down. And the interrogator is thinking he's acting stupid here just to get out of this. So Ryan's starts going about Richie and his dad. And then the interrogator's like, Richie? Who's Richie? And who's Richie's dad? They came to the apartment and they were, shot me and all. And he's like, what you mean shot you? He goes, yeah, he shot me in the face. Yeah, they shot me a few times in the face. And the interrogator's like, what do you mean they shot you in the face? Listen, you need to start telling the truth, because you wouldn't be sitting here in front of me if somebody shot you in the face. And he's like, and because he's so disorientated, he kind of changed the subject and he's talking about other stuff. And the interrogator is getting frustrated because he's like, this guy is lying. He's telling me that he's shot in the face. He starts going to Ryan, look, I can see you're injured. You're obviously after being in some sort of altercation. He's probably thinking it was Heather fighting for her life before Ryan killed her, but little does he know what actually happened. But he's not listening to Ryan. Ryan is literally telling him, I'm after being shot in the face. So anyway, he's getting nowhere with Ryan. He's getting frustrated. And finally, he stops for a moment and he investigates Ryan's face. And he goes, that looks like is that a little bullet hole? And he goes, oh shit. Didn't admit it though. He goes, oh, okay, Ryan. Actually, you just chill out there. That's no problem. Yeah. Gets up, goes into the hallway, speaks to his colleagues. Is like, listen, you're not going to believe this. I'm at to be interrogating that man in there. He's after telling me he's after being shot in the face, and I can see bullet wounds. We need to get him to the emergency room straight away. So sure enough, they speed him to the emergency room. He gets x-rayed, the whole lot. Turns out he has 2 bullets in his face. Just like he was saying, they wouldn't believe him. So in the end, it actually turns out that they did get a hold of the actual suspects, the actual killers, Richie and his dad. They were prosecuted and they were tried for murder. But the police's negligence to treat Ryan like this from the get-go caused Ryan ultimately to have seizures and brain hemorrhages, and a few years later after this, Ryan actually died from his injuries. And the police force in Arizona, they never took responsibility for this negligence of how they treated Ryan. Had they have acted quicker, they would have saved Ryan's life. He would have lived a normal life, but unfortunately it was a slow, horrible end to Ryan's life after the tragic events that happened. But this story is online, it's on YouTube, you can watch the whole interview. It is creepy and it's scary that he was sitting there, actually it was like a zombie, like a dead zombie, just talking with 2 bullets in his face.